Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today, and we gather on the day of our Lord and Savior Toneth Hawketh, who hath
Toneth Hawketh. Did it come out yesterday? Did they announce it?
Returned to talk about.
Wait, did it come out?
Day of our Lord and Savior Toneth Hawketh, who hath returned to talk about Xbox. Why are we doing that here today? Well, join me in a little bit of reflection first to set things up. So, can you believe that?
Thank you very much for the continued support of the membership. Appreciate that. Welcome back to the Goonie squad.
Around this time last year,
I gotta give you a cheer. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Welcome. Waterbear says Xbox still dying. Always dying. It's dying like those movies. They're like, tell my wife I love her. One more thing. Like that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Here we were talking about rumors of Xbox making the leap to multi-platform and what exactly that would mean for the brand. Many of us agreed that this would kill the brand, and in a sense, it kind of has. You look at the hardware sales, whether it be more nuanced stats.
Can we get away in this generation? Okay, can we get away from the hardware sales? I don't know why. Can we get away from console sales? They said we lost the console war. We don't really care about the console sales. They're pushing Game Pass. They're pushing games everywhere, right? We got to get away from the same old talking point here of, well, they're just not selling consoles very well. Yeah, we know. What are we just starting 5 years in the in this console cycle?
It's like, how is Xbox doing this January compared to last January in hardware sales? Oh, they're down like 50%. Got it. Or
okay,
their lack of a major holiday bump despite having great content ready for you, whether it be a more niche day one Game Pass title like Stalker 2, a big popular game like Call of Duty, again, day one on Game Pass, or fantastic exclusives like Indiana Jones. Still didn't.
Indiana Jones was a good game. Loved it. That was great.
Move them past the stinky Switch in the last year of its life cycle, which is crazy to think about. What this kind of reaffirms is what we've talked about a lot, that Xbox, even I who fought a little bit against it, and just the nature of like, you're gonna kill the brand a bit, bro. You know, when it comes to business and making money, they're about to prove a lot of people wrong. If the recent
Ooh, wait a minute. Did Matty just say they're going to prove a lot of people wrong because they're going to hurt the brand? Let me hear that again.
Fought a little bit against it, and just the nature of like, you're going to kill the brand a bit, bro.
He was fighting against it, just as everybody else is. Everyone, it's sort of like, shh, right? Like that's what's happening, okay? Xbox is chloroforming people going, you don't need an Xbox. Like, you don't need that. It's like, shh, right? And now all of a sudden they're coming to their senses. They're like, hey, maybe they don't need console sales.
Bro, you know, when it comes to business and making money,
there's the word. There's the word. Making money. If I could sell you guys, right? You're making this physical object, right? This physical object right here, okay? If I could sell you this without selling you this, right? I'm going to sell you the stuff that goes on this without selling you this, which costs you a lot less money and you make more money. Would you take that deal? Would you take that deal? I think majority of you would take that deal. If you can make more money without spending more money, I think you would take that deal.
They're about to prove a lot of people wrong if the recent statistics we have here are anything to go by, because their latest port, mind you, of a game that already did insanely well is beating out games that are going to be hot on the market. I'm talking Assassin's Creed, WWE, I'm talking MLB The Show. This new port is beating out all of those games and proving that...
What's he talking about? What port? Oh, is he talking about Forza? Is Forza beating out all these things on PlayStation right now as pre-order?
Number one, the brand appeal is low for Xbox, but number two, that people will buy it elsewhere. And what exactly does this mean for the future of Xbox? We'll get into that, but ladies and gentlemen, first, a quick word from today's... Carmen Sandiego is back, and in
Carmen Sandiego?
In a big way. Now, I don't know if you all knew this, but she's been around since 1985, popping up in games, TV shows, and now movies. She's on this new globetrotting adventure. I've been playing the game a little bit.
I mean, we're going to watch this ad because... we're watching his video, so we gotta show off the ad, right?
And it's honestly a really fun time, especially when you look at the...
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? You guys remember that?
The original point-and-click adventure games. It's like night and day with this new one, while retaining that spirit. Now, despite the glow-up, Carmen Sandiego will still pack a nostalgic factor for long-time fans. And I also love just kind of the choices that you make alongside this adventure. Like, you'll have this timer that's ticking down. You have to be very careful about, like, where you're gonna fly to and what clues you're actually going to look for, because otherwise you could end up missing out on the suspect as part of Vile. The game will respect the originals with Easter eggs that are calling back to them, but also, again, as you can tell, for someone like me, welcoming newcomers to the series. And best of all, you get to play as the woman
She's 40. She looks good for her age.
herself. You're going to visit places like Tokyo and use gadgets to outsmart Vile as you go about
Exactly,
your
Water.
missions.
Yeah, she looks
These are
great for
things from
40.
like hacking all the way to cracking other puzzles. And they sent me an amazing care package, by the way.
Look at the graphics on this. It almost looks real. Oh, wait,
It came with a
that's
doll that I know my niece is absolutely going to adore. They also have a great choose your own adventure style book here, but there's also a little secret packed away when using the blue light, which I thought this was just so awesome. And inside is a game key here. So this game packs a ton of fun, a ton of identity in it. And if you're eager to go do some detective work, you don't have to wait. You can get your adventure started today on console or PC. All right, first the stats. Forza Horizon 5 is topping the PS5 pre-order charts in multiple countries. It's number one in the UK.
So here you go. I like to prove Travis wrong that he's trying to prove Matty wrong, right? Because he jumped the gun. Travis is saying, sorry, I wasn't trying to call out Matty. Just what he was saying is incorrect. No, actually, what he's saying is absolutely correct, right? Because you're in America, Travis, and you just said, in order, you said that that WWE, MLB, AC, and then Forza in that order, okay? And as his chart up on the screen says, in the United States, it's 3rd and 4th and 13th. So he is not lying and it's not incorrect. He's 100% correct. And then in UK, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Mexico, and Brazil, it's number 1.
Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Mexico, Brazil, and it's number 3, 4, and 13 in the United States. And you can see it right here. Its premium edition is beating out WWE 2K 2025 and all of its editions. It's beating out Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's beating out Days Gone Remastered, Elden Ring Night Reign. I'm not going to read too deeply into, but this is some
Oh, yeah, I played the crap out of Carmen Sandiego back in the day.
steep competition it is beating out. Mind you that the number one on a lot of these charts, or one of the highest ranking ones on a lot of these charts, is the premium edition. This was the biggest one.
Think about this for a second. He's talking about it right now, right? The premium edition, a game that's what, 5 years old? It came out when the Xbox launched, okay? So there's people, gamers, not the purebreds, okay? Gamers that have a PlayStation are like, oh, cool, another car racing game that comes out that I can play. They don't care that it's made by Xbox Studios or Playground Games or it was on the opposite box. They don't care. They're like, oh, cool. A really cool game that people loved over here. I get to play it on my system that I have now. Cool.
One I write extremely deep into, because that alongside
a 5-year-old game, is beating games that are brand new on the market.
This game just being so popular everywhere else already said so much to me that the premium version, despite it literally being there on a PC or an Xbox or cloud streaming, like Game Pass, it's there, and it has, I think, over 40 million players. Like, that is absolutely absurd that people are still paying top dollar for early access to a game.
That's because you're normal, Water, right? Water says, I play games on any and every platform if it's a good game. That's right, because you're normal. You and I are normal. You like a game? You go buy the game. You might buy the game twice. You're like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to play it on my handheld. I'm going to play it over here. I'm going to play it on the Switch. I'm going to play it on Xbox. Right? Like, you just play it. Hey, I'm interested in that game. I think I'm going to play it.
That has been on the market for a long while. So this just says to Xbox, like, oh, we can even double dip on that? Okay.
Wait, what did he say?
On the market for a long while. So this just says to Xbox, like, oh, we can even double dip on that?
And let me tell you something. This would work just the opposite way as well, okay? If PlayStation decided that they wanted to put God of War on Xbox down the road or Spider-Man down the road 5 years after the fact, better believe people on Xbox would buy the game. You know why? Because they want to make money and those people want to play video games. That's what would happen. You could be normal if you are low percentage of the market that has all devices. Sure, but the point being, Krebsy, is it's not about if I have all the consoles. It's I'm going to buy the game if I like the game, regardless if it's blue or green is my point. Right? It has nothing to do with I am this and I have all these devices. No, it's, hey, I have a PlayStation. Cool. There's a game that I couldn't play that was on Xbox and now I can play it. I'm going to buy the game. You know, normal people that just buy games, not because they wave their flag around like it's a sports team.
Okay. You'll pay for early access for something that Like, it's an artificial pay barrier is what it is, but people are showing they're willing to pay. And it also shows how deeply invested some are in their ecosystem, right? Where this game was by and large considered a major success over on the Xbox side of the field, right? Because you looked at that player count, and even if you said like, hey, look.
Let me put it this way. You would have the people that, let's just say God of War happened to come over down the road 5 years from now, end of cycle. Okay. God of War finally came over to Xbox. Do you know what PlayStation fans would say? The ponies would say? They would say, well, we still have the better version. Okay. They wouldn't talk about how that game is finally on and they're a third-party developer and it's on the other console. They would talk about, well, we have the better version, because that's how moving the goalposts works.
Like 5 million sales. Like, that's still pretty great for Forza Horizon 5. I think it might be arguably more, but it is one of the most played Xbox games this generation. And despite that, it's still showing insane numbers as it makes the leap over.
This game's packed all the time. My son plays it all the time. We play it together. It's packed constantly, people in the game.
The PlayStation. I was also surprised to see it beating out WWE. WWE is hot right now. Do you see that Cena heel turn? I mean, this bro turned heel the same week that I did. He's trying to copy my flow. Can you believe that? MLB The Show always kills, and Forza Horizon 5 is ahead of that. And although I think a lot of people are anti-Ubisoft right now, particularly in the hardcore gaming circle, and I'm right there with you, I don't like what Ubisoft's doing right now. You look at the Assassin's Creed brand, it still is strong enough where it is a strong seller and a good...
It's got 17 years, right? 17 years for Assassin's Creed? It's going to make money, but it's not going to make as much money as the past Assassin's Creeds.
Measure for just how popular Forza Horizon 5 is seemingly going to be. We already had a statistic last year that in the dying months of 2024.
See, this is how I know you're a Sony pony, Travis, because that's what you heard, right? The whole conversation's about people that are infatuated with one side of the box or the other, okay? Which is stupid. I'm talking about normal people just buying games and playing games. They don't care if it's running better on the system they don't have, okay? But the goalposts move all the time. The goalposts move all the time. If Indiana Jones, when it comes over, they're like, well, we got the better system, right? Congratulations. You have a better system because it's a brand new system that wasn't made 5 years ago. Congratulations, right? You get to play the game. Congratulations. Play the game. Nobody cares, right? This small group of people that put their blue jersey on or green jersey on, you guys are sick in the head, man, right? It's just a gaming system. It's just a game coming to a console to play a game. That's it.
Really showed something for Xbox's pivot with particular games. While titles like Hi-Fi Rush or Pentiment didn't really chart, and I will admit I was very surprised to see not much buzz around Hi-Fi Rush making that leap. For how loud gamers are about that game, I thought that would absolutely kill on at least Nintendo Switch, but it seems like that wasn't the case. But Xbox is more like live servicey titles that are well established have found a great amount of success over on PlayStation. For example, Sea of Thieves, we learned, was a top 20 best-selling game.
A game that's 6 years old is a top 20 seller on that console. What? That's smart business. This is why they're putting their games everywhere. Look, I don't care where they put their game. I don't care if I can play Halo on a toaster, okay? Everything's an Xbox. I don't care if it's on a toaster. If you have the greatest toaster and you want to play your game on the toaster or a pregnancy test, cool. Go do it, man. Go do it. How does you playing the same game that I'm playing on your console affect me in any way, shape, or form? It doesn't. Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
On PlayStation last year, that's crazy to think about. So I think that was the moment Xbox went, hey, even if we were going to do this anyway, now we definitely have to do it. We were a top seller on the market with a game that's been out since like 2017. And no doubt it's had its fair share of like relaunches and reinvigorating the brand. So I'm not downing Sea of Thieves. It's a great game now, but that tells them everything, that we have these great games and we know it, but people are actually going to go buy them elsewhere. So up next is Indiana Jones. That was apparently coming spring 2025 as it was announced at Gamescom, and Satya Nadella confirmed that this had over 4 million players on Xbox and PC.
This is another fucking thing I hate. 4 million players, right? If you're gonna share numbers, tell us sales. I don't give a shit how many people played it.
PC alone. So what I'm really interested to see is how this one charts when it gets announced and it starts having its pre-orders go up, because if there's any game that I hope from the Xbox family, if you will, comes over to multiple platforms and absolutely kills it, I pray it's Indiana Jones. That was a top 3 game of the year for me last year. It was such a pleasant surprise in so many ways. It's exploration, it's interactivity, it's just complete faithfulness.
World says, I don't want to see another pregnancy test in my life. My kids are enough. I don't care if you can play Elden Ring on an ultra settings. Stay away from me. But wouldn't that be cool? You're just sitting there. You're like, hey, while you're waiting for the thing to turn, you're like, hey, can I play Halo on this? And your wife, girlfriend would come in and be like, what are you doing? Like, I'm playing Halo while we're waiting to see if it's positive or negative.
To the films, it may as well have been a film itself. Like the music, the performance from Troy Baker. It's a game we'll be talking about for years.
Troy Baker, if he doesn't win voice actor of the year next year for whatever awards, I don't care if it's BAFTA, DICE awards, if he doesn't win for that performance, rigged. Like, he did a phenomenal job.
There's no doubt about it. And I am so excited for more people to get their hands on it. So
the wife would never find out the results. Be like, it's been 4 hours. It's supposed to take 30 seconds. Hold on. One more match.
I hope that's a game that kills, but that'll be the next part of the conversation is when will Xbox have one of those high-profile single-player titles that really pops off over on PlayStation, because we have yet to see that. And that's where we start to avert our gaze a bit. This is the Band-Aid rip year. Again, I've said this many times to just prepare those.
Yeah, I hate that play a player. If you're going to share numbers, and then if they don't share the players, like if they don't ever share the number of players, like 4 million, if they don't share 4 million, they'll be like, there was 400 million hours played. And it's like, who cares? Who cares? Right? They do this with Netflix, or Disney Plus does this with their shows. Like less people watched, but they watched it for the entire thing. So they're like, a million hours watched. Like, what is that? What does that average to? Like, that could be 10 people that kept the TV on the entire time. Like, how many people actually watched? They just give you a hypothetical number. They're like, well, the average household's got 4 people, so 4 people watch the thing. My son's in the house. He doesn't watch the shows that we watch. So does he count? He doesn't count. He's not watching that show, but do they count him? We only have 3 people in the house, right? What about the family that has 12 people, right? It's all bullshit. It's just to hype up stuff. It's the same reason that they tell you a second season's coming before the first season's even out. We're already making a sequel to a movie before the movie's even done with 1 week in the theater, right? We got 10 million people watching. It's all garbage. It's just to hype up the thing because we associate, because they think we're morons, right? And for the most part, I think most of us are morons, but they just tell you a number like 10 million people played it. You're like, 10 million people? That means it's a lot of people. I think I'm going to buy the game because a lot of people bought the game, right? But they don't actually tell you the actual number of people bought the game. They just give you the highest number. They're like, not a lot of people bought the game. What's the next thing we can go with? People played the game? Well, not enough people played the game. Hours played? They're like, yeah, let's go with hours played.
To our Xbox diehards, they're like, no, it's not happening. Well,
oh, wait, what do you do here? Hold on.
This is the Band-Aid rip year. Again, I've said this many times to just prepare those who are Xbox diehards that are like, no, it's not happening.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Well,
it's been happening. You guys just didn't want to look behind the curtain. The whole life cycle of this thing it's been going this direction. Game Pass is the thing, right? Game Pass is the new way. Cloud gaming is the new way. Moving their games to the other platforms is the new way. Multi-plat, okay? Regardless if it's on PlayStation or Nintendo, multi-plat was the new way. It's been like this for the last 5 years, more actually, okay? And now people are like, I guess this is happening.
Okay, we warned you, because everything from Halo to Gears, they seem to maybe even be indicating a Fable, a Hellblade 2, Starfield. Like, these games are going to make the jump. We're seeing unprecedented changes from Xbox in real time. We had Phil Spencer recently say, we're going to put PlayStation branding in our Xbox showcases. We just saw the head of Xbox recently say, we're going to put...
Phil Spencer says Xbox showcases will now feature logos of all platforms. Game will release on. Okay?
PlayStation branding in our Xbox showcases. We just saw the head of...
I mean, let's be honest. Does that really matter? Because 10 seconds after they showcase and they show 20 games, 5 seconds after the showcase, there's a report going, well, 12 of these games are coming on PlayStation. And vice versa. PlayStation shows something and they're like, oh, well, 12 of these games are coming on Xbox. Does it matter? Now they actually... not lying to the customer, right? That it's coming everywhere.
Of Xbox Game Studios during a Fable update, talk about how excited they are for the Direct. Do you get it yet? Like, this is it. The brand you once knew and I knew is gone, in the sense that, you know, they're not the hardcore exclusive games publisher anymore. They're going after their bag because they're seeing that people are actually going to buy their stuff on other platforms.
You mean making money in a business everywhere? You mean because there's only a market of 250 to 300 million people playing console games across all consoles, that's including Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox, and they're not touching the 3 billion devices of mobile and the 2.8 billion devices of PC, which is 5.8 billion devices that they could actually play other games on? Amazing.
Platforms, and when they see, oh, y'all are popping
Travis, we've talked about that game for 2 years. We played it. You know why we played it? It's on Game Pass.
Off over like a little Forza, like that's one of the big three when I look at Xbox. Like to me, it's Forza, Gears, Halo. Like those have been a part of Xbox heritage for generations. So when Forza makes that jump, you don't think that's setting off the alarm bells? Like Halo should make the jump. Gears should make the jump. Why not Starfield? Like games like Starfield, for example, can benefit from a shot in the arm. Right now, that game feels, to be frank, very dead in the water. No one's talking about it. It's not seeing as much play as it once was. The updates have dramatically slowed down. We have it's at the point I'm like, is Starfield even going to get a second expansion? Like they've just gone so quiet.
Does it matter though if it gets a second expansion or not? Maybe the second expansion comes when it comes to PlayStation. Who knows, right? It's a single player game, right? It's a single player game.
Why? Because obviously everyone, including Microsoft, I imagine, wants Bethesda to move on to Elder Scrolls 6. But that's a game that could get renewed interest with a port to a new audience, plus the announcement of an expansion. Like these are new leases on lives for these games in different ways. It brings new people into these communities in ways that are going to be important moving forward. As I talked about with the Fable reboot, it's like, well, if you're Xbox, why not bring like Fable 1, 2, and 3 and just cash in one last time before your next big reboot hits after investing in it for like 7-8 years? And personally, I think games like Halo, just by the novelty of it all, like just the, oh my God, this is real. Like I'm buying Halo on Switch and PlayStation just because I'm going to be like, this is weird, man.
But why? I mean, buy where you want, but why would you buy it twice if you're already playing it? I guess you could play it on the better console, or you could play it on PC, which is a better platform.
I don't know how I feel about this. This is weird, man. But you know,
why is it weird that it's on PC but it's on console? You see what I'm saying? I don't get that disconnect. You're playing Halo on a console and on PC, but if it's on PlayStation, it's weird. Okay.
You know what? Like I think a lot of people are going to do that. Like what is Halo like on the Switch? Why not? But at the baseline of all of this, you have last year a top selling game on PlayStation is an Xbox game. And this year you have a port of one of Xbox's most popular games this generation doing insane pre-order numbers ahead of highly profitable, well-marketed games that have a lot of buzz around them.
You know what's interesting? When Xbox puts this on PlayStation, and if 4 million people, 5 million people are playing Forza, that means 4 to 5 million people are not playing Gran Turismo. That's what hurts, right? Not only did they pay the money and that money goes to Xbox, but now those people are not getting the microtransactions inside of PlayStation.
And a lot of positive energy around them outside of Assassin's Creed Shadows. But I digress. That is what Forza Horizon 5 is doing. And in turn, as of the theme of this video, I always eventually get around to it, Xbox has proven a lot of people wrong. A lot of folks said this was a dumb idea, and I know we fought with it with our emotions, but when you look at the sales and the money it's going to be...
Listen to what he just said.
I always eventually get around to it. Xbox has proven a lot of people wrong. A lot of folks said this was a dumb idea, and I know we fought with it with our emotions.
A lot of people said it was a dumb idea. Not this guy, because I don't make decisions with my heart. I use my brain and saw exactly what they were doing. As a business, this makes 100% sense. If you can't beat them a 1-to-1 on the console, you have to morph into your different direction, right? This is why Nintendo went their way with the mobile, right? The handheld with the Switch, okay? And even though they were the leader, even though they were leading in that, in the software sales and whatnot, they did the Switch. Switch blew up. It's only the third console ever to hit over 150 million consoles, okay, sold. PlayStation 2, 3DS, and now the Switch, okay? And Xbox said, well, we can't beat them, so let's go do our own thing. Let's go to our own island. And they went to their own island. Now PlayStation's kind of lost, right? They're like looking around going, well, who do we compete with? Right? We can do the market over here against Nintendo, but Nintendo, they're always in competition with. They've been in competition with them for years, and they've never been the same, right? Nintendo has their market, PlayStation has their market. Xbox was that market that they were fighting with. Well, now they really can't fight with them anymore because they're doing cloud gaming, they're doing Game Pass, they're doing day and date, they're doing PC, multi-plat, whatever. So now PlayStation's like, well, let's put our games on PC. Let's go multi-plat for some of our games, okay? And now they're raising the price of the console. They're getting closer to that PC price point where you can get a cheaper PC or a higher console. So like, let's see if we can steal some people from PC. Let's put our games on PC to kind of bring people over that if they play God of War, maybe they'll get the next God of War over on PlayStation, day and date or something. Okay. This is what they're trying to do. They're looking. You need competition. Competition's great. Okay. And I'm not making fun of PlayStation to see who they're looking for. They need competition. Competition breeds great video games, great business. right? Look at what happened to Overwatch and Blizzard when Marvel Rivals came out. Blizzard was on cruise control, okay? They were on cruise control. And then all of a sudden, Marvel Rivals came along, and now business is in competition. So now they're working their asses off so they can compete, because that's what we need as customers. That's all you should care about. You shouldn't care about the sales. You shouldn't care about the viewers. You shouldn't care about the amount of people that are buying the game. That has nothing to do. Play the game, buy the game. They make a game, they sell a game. You buy the game, you play the game. That's it. That's your only job as a consumer. Play the games you want to play. Don't play the games you don't want to play, and have fun.
But when you look at the sales and the money it's going to be generated, it's going to come at a cost. We already talked about that to open things up. It's the hardware. They're paying a price there, and I don't know how they plan to turn that one around. I mean,
they don't plan on turning it around. How is this hard to understand? They don't care about the $200 they lose every console. This is why they made deals with LG and Samsung, and they're on the cloud and then their PC.
Again, I think just an open platform is the best they can do now, where it's just like, buy your games here, because it'd be stupid to buy them anywhere else, because multiple platforms can live on our platform. If they can pull that off, I think that'll be their key. But otherwise, you got to get a ton of platforms to play ball with that. So we'll see how it goes there. So it did come at a price, but they're about to make a lot of money. So it's interesting to monitor these sorts of things. Just wanted to talk a bit about it here today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts down below. How are you feeling about what's going on with Xbox and these numbers?
It looks like Matty's finally coming around to it, and he's self-admitted that he didn't think it was going to work.
And what Forza Horizon 5 is pulling off, and what do you think is going to make the jump next after Indy? Let me know down below. Other than that, take excellent care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all.
Go give Matty a follow. Links in the description down below. I like watching his stuff, right? At least he can admit that, hey, I didn't see this coming, right? A lot of people can't see, right? Critical thinking misses a lot of people right off the bat. They react with their heart, or I've been playing Xbox, or I've been playing PlayStation my whole life. I can't believe they're doing this. But as a business, they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about that. They don't care about anything. They just care about the money. How many people can we get this thing out to? Okay. Rule number one was, how many consoles could we sell in the old days? More consoles, more people that will buy the software that we're making. Ta-da. Then the internet happened. And then exponentially got better and better and better and faster and faster and faster. Now there's so many avenues, so many different devices, right? Before it was just console. Now you can play games on your phone. Now you can play games on your PC. Now you can play games in the cloud. Now you can play games on your television set. It's not the same platform. It's not the same era that we lived in. Again, we said it before, people thought the horse and buggy was it. That was it. Nothing's going to beat the horse and buggy. And then someone made the car, and they laughed at it. They laughed at the car. There's no way you think people are going to use this over horse and buggy. And then the future came, and here we are, right? Are horse and buggy gone? No, horse and buggy are not gone, right? The Amish people still use horse and buggy. They use horse and buggy on other places where cars can't go, on certain islands and whatnot. Xbox is not gone. The console is not going away. It's just going to still be here. It's just not going to be their main focus moving forward.